It's a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the fourth and final global advisory board meeting under my tenure. Thank you very much for making the time to join us today. I know how busy you are, and on behalf of the University of Tokyo, I appreciate your presence today. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support over the past years. Based on your advice, I have been able to take on many challenges as a president, such as establishing Tokyo College, that is most memorable event for me, and organizing Tokyo Forum and starting large-scale collaboration project with the private sector shown in this picture. As some of you may know, we recently elected the Executive Vice President Teruo Fujii as our next president. He is joining today. Next spring, I will step down and pass the baton to the next generation, but I am sure that the results of this Global Advisory Board will continue to benefit our university in the future. Today, I would like to hear your views and opinions that will guide the university management as the president-elect takes over the reforms. In this speech, I would like to highlight a few important points from my pre-recorded message I sent you about where the university stands now and where we are headed in the future. In the past Global Advisory Board meeting, we have talked repeatedly about the vision of our university as a platform for social change. There, I highlighted three components along with humanities and social sciences that must work in harmony to create an inclusive society, which we call Society 5.0. The three components are science, technology, and innovation, social systems, and economic mechanisms. In order to make three components work effectively in Society 5.0, not only science, but also humanities and social sciences are expected to play active roles. This requires creativity, and it is the role of academia to create positive feedback between three components. The idea was rather new when I started to form this vision. But since then, with the major global trends symbolized by the digital transformation and more recently by the spread of COVID-19, our vision has become much better understood and appreciated. The increasing uncertainty of the world has made me more confident about the general direction of change I initiated during my term as president. Based on the vision and your valuable feedback, we have undertaken a number of university reforms over the past 6 years. And now we are now working on developing a new vision for the coming decades, which now we call the University of Tokyo Vision Beyond 2020. This outlines the overall picture of our vision beyond 2020. It includes our new global strategy in the post-COVID-19 world, such as promoting digitalization, creating an inclusive campus, and addressing the unprecedented challenge of sustainability. One of the main ideas behind the new vision is integration of real world and cyberspace. Because of the pandemic, our daily life, including on-campus activities, is becoming more and more like the fusion of cyberspace and physical world. However, we also recognize that we cannot nurture trust and empathy which are essential to our research and educational activities through remote interaction alone. In the post-COVID-19 society, we must value face-to-face contact as something precious and essential. The question is how to strike a balance between cyber and physical communication. In Society 5.0, I mentioned, the physical world and cyberspace are deeply integrated. Cyberspace can accelerate the transformation of our economic systems, but it can also disrupt progress. Currently, cyberspace is full of fake news, offensive behavior, and transnational cyber terrorism. This is creating a new fears and concerns for humanity. The need to govern cyberspace properly and build an ecosystem to support our efforts to safeguard the physical global commons. The world is facing unprecedented challenges on a global scale, such as COVID-19 and also climate change. Those challenges are the manifestation of the fact that our current economic system is pushing the carrying capacity of the Earth's systems to their limit. To tackle those challenges, we need a systemic transformation of our current economic model so that our prosperity is sustained within the boundary of our planetary systems, that is our physical global commons. We also need to secure the global commons in cyberspace that is deeply integrated with the physical world. In order to address those challenges head on, we established the Center for Global Commons in August this year. This new center will collaborate with diverse stakeholders to drive change of our social and economic systems to safeguard the global commons. The center is partnering with top international institutions. The Potsdam Institute is leading the modeling work. SDSN is constructing a global commons index to measure the contribution by individual countries to safeguarding the global commons. WRI is promoting systems change actions through multi-stakeholders. And Systemic is examining ways to secure positive feedback loops between physical commons and cyber commons. Our hope is that these tools altogether will catalyze behavioral change at the country, business, and individual level to steward the global commons. I'm happy to inform you that IARU, a network of the world's 11 most reputable research universities, intends to take up this effort as a global collaboration platform. I believe universities are in the best place to take the lead in discussion on what society we would like to have based on the trust we have earned from society due to our impartiality and long-term view. The timing could not be better as Japan finally announced its intention to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, joining the front line of fighting the environmental crisis. To achieve this global goal, we need total systems transformation, not just in energy transition, which is a mission of the Center for Global Commons. I'm happy to know that this center was established in response to discussion in past Global Advisory Board meetings, and its first director is one of our Global Advisory Board members, Professor Naoko Ishii, who is joining today. Also, I would like to add that the theme of this year's Tokyo Forum will be Global Common Stewardship in Anthropocene. It is going to be held online on December 3rd and 4th, and we will be joined by the distinguished groups of panelists from around the world shown in this figure. The forum will finish with student discussion. I would like to invite all of you to the online forum and ask your support as the center begins its journey. Now, universities around the world are facing major challenges. The business model of the Euro-American residential college with high tuition fees is now in question. As a global university in Japan, we must, number one, create a unique educational vision and management model to support it. Number two, raise funds for management that can be used freely. And number three, build a new governance system. Regarding finance, one important step that we took under my leadership was to issue university bonds. As a result of our university's years-long effort to urge the government to grant national universities the permission to issue bonds, the Japanese government finally revised regulations in June 2020 accordingly. This revision was a result of our advice to the government. It has also made it possible to diversify the payment sources by adopting a corporate finance system in addition to the conventional project finance system. Through this bond, we can use funds for education and research projects that would not be reimbursable in their own. Also, the payment period was set at 40 years, that is the longest period, which allows us to plan for long term. In the video message I sent you, I reported that UTokyo has obtained a AAA rating from a top rating agency in Japan. Now we have issued a 40-year bond to raise 20 billion yen, the first Japanese national university to do so. The good news is that the demand from investors reached 126 billion yen, more than 6 times the amount issued, despite the fixed low interest rate of 0.823% per year. So yesterday's discussion, many advisory members asked us the long-term sustainability of the funding, of the financial condition of university, but because of very, very low interest rate in these days, this is the very best timing to issue long-term bond now. So 0.823% per year is very, very low rate, and which supported our long-term finance very much. This is a clear evidence that our university bonds have attracted attention and have been positively accepted by the market as social bond for ESG-related investors. Issuance of university bond is beneficial not only for us, but also for all of society. It further sets in motion the mechanism to attract more investment for the next generation. By creating a new option for investors, we can make better use of assets in the market to build a better future society. This is a unique aspect of the university bond that distinguishes it from other corporate bonds that we are familiar with. Moreover, U-Tokyo bonds are unique compared to bonds issued by universities in US and UK in the sense that our bond is vision driven rather than driven just by economic factors. We created this bond to fulfill the university's role as a platform for social change. We started it with the idea of expanding the role of universities to transform Japan's conservative mindset. This idea turned out to be globally significant as well. I wish to emphasize that our university bond is not just a means for funding. It goes far beyond that to initiate change in society. Now, one knew exactly when the pandemic would happen, but I think it is true to say that we have been preparing for this kind of uncertainty for a long time. U-Tokyo is not just an active player in our existing society and economy, of course. We are ready to take the lead and open a fresh road ahead so that the post-COVID-19 world will be an even better place than our world today. Looking at increasing global tensions, I feel strongly the importance of peace and harmony for all of humanity. Now we need to think of the role of Japan and U-Tokyo in the global context. In the near future, valuing intangible assets will become even more important. The current scheme is not ideal. Since economic value is moving from goods to knowledge, the fundamentals of capitalism must be updated accordingly. We need new mechanisms where social value is incorporated into economic decision making to create an inclusive society. The core of our university management is continuous growth, and the value created through growth will become the global commons. We will strive to create new value for the post-COVID-19 world. Now, I would like to ask you your kind advice, especially on the following questions. The University of Tokyo has been actively promoting reform to make itself a platform for social change, including the establishment of the Center for Global Commons and issuing of university bonds that I just mentioned. How would you evaluate such initiatives from a global perspective? What is our university's unique role in the current world, and how can we better position ourselves so that the University of Tokyo can contribute more effectively to the global community? Thank you very much for your kind attention, and we look forward to your feedback. Thank you very much.